IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra, has called on President Donald Trump and the EU to save Igbo land from state-sponsored killings. Now, I will show you that report again on your screen. Another report came out last week. Over 20,000 Christians, Igbo Christians, 19,000 churches, and 3,000 Christian schools in Igbo land have been destroyed by herdsmen. Let me repeat again. Over 20,000 Christians, I'm talking about Igbo Christians, have been killed. 90,000 churches have been destroyed, and 3,000 Christian schools in Igbo land have been burned down and destroyed by herdsmen. I will show you that report again on the screen. That's according to the Vanguard newspaper, and this is flying all over the internet. I will say the US government are saying that they are going to clamp down on terrorists that are killing Christians across the nations of the earth. That is why the IPOB have called on Donald Trump to save them and the EU from the killings of Christians in Igbo land. Evangelist Benjamin Ezesinachi, very popular, the Biafran evangelist, who is not afraid to say the truth, to say his mind. What do you have to say about it? Before you say anything, if you are watching, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel, all notifications, drop your comments, click the like button also, like. Also share this video with others. Biafran evangelist, bad news from Igbo land. What do you have to say about this?
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are watching us from, and good evening as well. I remember humble said that Biafran evangelist that will always speak the truth and nothing but the truth because the Bible says so. Now listen and listen very good. The IPOB, that is the indigenous people of Biafra, are now calling on Donald Trump.
Yes.
To come for their help, for their aid, or to say that he should expose or help them to deal with those that are sponsoring the mass killing in the eastern region, because the people that suffer this pain are the Easterners, the Biafrans, the Christians, and the Igbos. They are the ones that suffer it. And when you made mention of the East, the Biafran or Christian, you are talking about Igbos. And let me tell you, before now, something took place. That was in 1967. They called it the Biafran War, the Civil War. As at that time, it was a religious war.
A religious war?
It was a religious war. I'm coming up again to tell you the truth. It was a religious war between the Islam and the Christians, and those Christians are the Eastern Christians. You understand?
But that is a civil war between the Nigeria and
my
the
brother.
Biafra.
It is a religious war. Check the paper that they fought to that time. It was a religious war. And let me tell you, and that something is still playing now. If you watch what Opus or them married, you will discover that the IPOB don't need much to tell Donald Trump about what is going on in the East, because already Opus or them and their gang have killed 20,300 Biafrans.
No, it's not opposed to them. No, they said it is an armed herdsmen. The report is on the Vanguard paper.
Herdsmen backed up with the opposed to them.
No, we can't
He gave them the access, he gave them the room, he created the avenue for them to penetrate.
But that's
based on what the opposed to them confessed. I speak in the angle of his confession now.
What did he confess?
He confessed and said that those killings that took place, those crimes that took place in the East, that they leveled the allegation, the killings, they leveled it against the IPOB. He said that IPOB are not the one responsible for that. That means he used it as a way of playing game. So he gave them the room by lying against them. And the Sidious Musa and co will now come, when they now come, they will begin to pick our brothers from house to house, room to room. And up to today, not all of them have returned back home. They detain some, while some are being pied. Nobody can tell the whereabouts of some. Currently now, 20,300 Igbos is gone. 19,000 churches burned down.
3,000 Christian schools.
3,000 Christian schools being destroyed.
I will show you the report on Vanguard.
I am not telling you, fellas, I'm telling you something that is 100% confirmed.
Yes, Vanguard carried it.
You understand? I'm not just, I will always tell you the truth, and that is my view. You understand? So Donald Trump, even calling on Donald Trump, I believe by the help of Donald Trump, it will help to curb the killing or the crime of the Biafrans, the Igbos, especially in the east. Look at recently, was it not yesterday? You saw, we all saw what happened, and they have been saying Simon Ekman this, Mazen Namdekano this. People now said that Mazen Namdekano is not the one responsible. Now, there are certain Simon Ekman. Is it Simon Ekman that is doing this one in Plateau? Out of the hatred, they use whatsoever that happened in Nigeria, and they put it upon the Igbos, and they use that umbrella of that hatred to go and kill every Igbo man, every youth of Igbo man, to reduce the population of the Igbos so that they will not be able, to defend their father, their mother's land, their sister's land. And no wonder they are coming up again with this strategy of divide and rule system of government, dividing brothers. But
the question is that, and because I will show everybody the video. A US man, after 12 minutes of this, I'll show everybody the video. A man from the US is asking questions and is calling Donald Trump to hammer these people. He said that what do the Igbos have in common with the Herdsmen? That how will they leave the north and come to Igbo land to start grazing their cattle? By then, killing the Igbos and then burning down their churches. What do the Igbos have with the Herdsmen that they come all the way from the north to Igbo land to destroy their property?
God bless you, my brother. The thing tire me, I don't just understand. Wetin come concern me and you be not, why you not yourself in the northern side? I be east and I maintain my own side. Wetin come concern okra with egusi? Why not maintain your own axis and let me maintain my own axis? Day your day, make I day my day. And una go live there, come my place. I'm not only coming, you come and destroy my farmland, destroy the farm crops, kill our women, rape our women, and if any man rise a kind of to tell you that what you are doing is wrong, you fight the person. Last year, June, if I'm not mistaken, May, June, a young lady of 15-16 years was raped in Enugu under the watch of Peter Mbak. Was raped by 5 Fulanis. A farmer saw them, tried to rescue that child, they killed that, they killed him. And until today, nothing happened. Even those Fulanis that carry out that evil, no police, not even the government, have done anything or said anything concerning that till today. You understand? Now, so what do we actually have with it? We don't have anything. So that is why what the white man said is correct. I concur with him and I agree with him. What do we actually have with you? But my day your day, let me day my day. And another thing I want to chip in here is this. I don't blame them much. Do you know the people I blame? Those ones that claim to be the leader that are not qualified. Those ones that claim to be the leader that are not supposed to be. They are there, the people that is not our choice that force themselves into that place based on their political ambition, their political selfishness. That is why all this, and I believe based on this, their actions and their confessions now, it shows me that they used to sign an agreement with the Nigerian government or the Fulanis before going there. That is why you can see somebody that is 4th position becoming the first.
Now, before I allow you and our viewers to see the video from the US, but the man is very concerned that how did the Nigeria allow these people so powerful that they start killing and burning churches? He's a US man and they have called Donald Trump to help Nigeria.
Yes,
so I will allow you to see the videos in just after 2 minutes. But then, what is the role of the Igbo governor? I'm talking about Eastern governors in all these things. They set up Agune Chamber, Eobiagu. There's even one again. In Anambra, but still yet we're still seeing the killings from the armed Herdsmen in Igbo land. what do you think the Igbo governor should do? What allow you to see the video?
There is something I want you to understand. You should ask yourself, the people that form this thing, who are they forming it for? And who are they standing for? And who is their master? And who are they going to serve? That is another thing. The governor in the east is serving the Fulanis.
Serving the Fulanis?
Yes.
And they voted for him in the east?
Baba, the people we vote for, they did not give us the person we voted for. You understand? Just as we did not, Nigerians did not vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but Bola Ahmed Tinubu is there. You understand? So, and that is the system. So, as I was saying,
it is INEC that will decide who will be the president. So, INEC has said it's Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president. So, we have to accept them. INEC decision. But continue. So, I'll show my viewers the video.
Over there, as I'm saying, those people that they form, Agune Chamber, Udogachi, Ebubago, you should have asked yourself, on what purpose are they being formed? They are formed in the purpose to serve Nigeria and to help Nigeria to sabotage their brother, just as their leader. So they are not working in favor of the people, they are working in the favor of their master, which are the Fulanis.
Okay.
And that is why we now do not have confidence, just as Nigerians do not have confidence in the military and in the police. The same way we do not have confidence in them.
Okay, let me allow you and my viewers to see the video of the American man. He was very, very angry, and he was talking about the killings of the Christians in Nigeria. And he's called on Donald Trump to do something about it. And you're going to see many dead bodies. You're going to see the video. Then we'll come back and wrap up your thoughts. Then we go.
Christians are being massacred in Nigeria. Why is the global community silent? According to a 2023 New York Post article, quote, more than 52,000 Christians have been butchered or hacked to death for being Christians since 2009 in Nigeria. Where is the outrage? Where are the campus protests? Well, Brian Orm, CEO of Global Christian Relief, joins us now. So, Brian, what is going on in Nigeria?
It is indeed a massacre, and it needs more attention. It's devastating and unthinkable what's happening to the Christian community across the Middle Belt and the northern region of Nigeria. And I've been in the field with believers there and seen firsthand what is happening across that region, which again, it's hard to wrap our minds around, but it's happening every day. And again, we just had an attack over the past week on Palm Sunday as well, too, that was devastating.
So can you give me some examples of maybe what's happening on the ground?
Yeah, so there's a number of different Islamic extremist groups. It could be Boko Haram, Fulani militants who've been radicalized, Islamic State of West Africa Province, another kind of Al-Qaeda spinoff. And these are all kind of pushing through Christian communities in the northern region, attacking at night. They kind of go through the same protocol: attack, abduct, rape, force marriages, take over communities, and force thousands of Christians that have been in those communities for decades to leave and be forced to go to IDP camps and find help and be basically put in a situation where they're completely vulnerable and left with nothing because of their faith in Jesus.
So, Brian, why is the media silent? This sounds like the most unimaginable atrocities being happening in real time, and no one seems to not only care but be reporting on it. I mean, it's literally radio silence. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, I think there's two reasons. And one is basically because the news media today rolls through with what people care about, and people are not clicking on those stories. People are not engaging with what's happening in Africa today. And they're so distant, it feels so distant. And the second part is like there's conflict. Many media outlets feel like, hey, this is not a religious conflict, it's a socioeconomic or it's a ethnic conflict. But from our contacts in the field, from seeing it firsthand, it is a targeted religious persecution that's happening across the Middle Belt in the northern region of Nigeria to wipe out Christians and replace their communities with Islamic communities.
See, that'd be the pushback. I'm sure that, some people in the comments will say, oh, this is a land dispute, or in the Democratic Republic of Congo, this is about rare earth minerals. And is it mutually exclusive? Can it be both of those things at the same time?
Yeah, and I would say this, there are a number of factors. So it is a complex situation, but at the core, the people that we talk to, and again, firsthand testimonies of believers that I've spoken with who've been abducted by Boko Haram, have been, had guns held to their heads to ask them to deny Christ and to convert to Islam. In fact, spending time with Suzanne, a wonderful woman who was shot in the temple and left through the temple, left for dead, and now miraculously survived, but has lost her eyes and still has incredible faith, but she was unwilling to deny Christ. And that's happening time and time again across the Christian communities.
Wow. That, I got chills. Wow. I think this is such an overwhelming story. And my friend here wants to do something, but feels totally powerless. So how can we help our Christian brothers and sisters in Nigeria?
Yeah, first is to just be willing to step into their stories, read the stories from outlets like Global Christian Relief. There's many of others out there covering the stories. You have to look to find them, but enter and engage the stories. Pray for your persecuted family. I mean, a great time during this Holy Week too is to remember the suffering of Christ, but also remember and pray for the church who is still suffering for His name today, like those in Nigeria. So I encourage you. Prayer is paramount. But then also to give. I mean, these believers are left with next to nothing, need food, need income generation projects, need shelter, need medical units as well too. So there's so many needs that we can pour into. So I would just say make that part of your DNA as a believer to make this story something worth caring about. Share it with neighbors, friends, churches, but it's up to us to lift the story up because the media is not doing it.
So Brian, as the CEO of Global Christian Relief, since I have you, maybe one last question. Is what's happening in Nigeria to Christians an anomaly, or is Christian persecution around the world something that we should be aware of?
It's sadly to say, persecution has been increasing really since 2014. A number of incidents from Modi taking power, ISIS spreading through sub-Saharan Africa.
Modi, the Prime Minister of India.
Yeah, Modi, the Prime Minister of India. So many things that we've seen over the last decade that have increased Christian persecution around the world. So we're seeing it happen in violence in sub-Saharan Africa and places like Nigeria, but we're seeing discrimination laws, even like blasphemy laws and anti-conversion laws across Asia, and it's rising and increasing. And we have to open our eyes to see it.
Brian, thank you so much, my friend. Your work is so important. God bless.
Yeah, thanks, Raj.
Just give me opportunity. And now I go to Nahi Sugo. Oh yeah, Fernando, if you are from Mali and you go to my own state where I happen to be the governor to come and find my people that are supposed to protect and to secure, I will give you everything. I will make sure I release everything, even the state money, to make sure I fight you. I fight all of you. I don't know, but see, listen to me. Whether there is Nigerian Fulani or there is a Malian Fulani, let them be the one to divide themselves and let them be the one to tell us where they come from. I don't know, Fulani na Fulani. Now, and since they are from Mali, that is what will even give you the impetus to act like a madman.
Because now we've seen a man of God. When over 50 Christians were killed, he said that the Christians should not retaliate. A man of God said it, that they should pray to God, that God will have vengeance on behalf of the. But another pastor have said, if we continue like this, all Christians will be killed if we don't defend yourself. You're a Biafran evangelist, and you speak about the word of God to people. What's your opinion about that statement? Come from both pastors.
My own opinion, I am 100. I did not say 99. 100% in support of the second man of God who say, rise up and defend yourself. Baba, if Israel did not defend themselves on their journey out of Egypt, they would apply them, there will be no Israel again. Had it been that Israel folded their hand, Adolf Hitler would have wiped them completely. There will be no Israel nation today. During the Second World War, let me tell you, he vowed to buy all the Jewish in the world. I mean Adolf Hitler from Germany. And that was what resulted Germany not to have military up till now. But now, recently now, they have started coming up with the military. And it was then that after that they now divide the Germans. And that same thing was what that is about to take place in Ukraine war with Russia. They are about to divide Ukraine too. Then Russia will have a north. Then France will have one portion, and the British will have the other portion. You understand? So you don't fold your hand, despite the fact that you are called a Christian or you are serving God. Even Baba God himself did not fold his own hand in heaven when Satan intended to dethrone him. God did not fold his hand. God fought war in heaven. So if God who created me and you can stand and cannot fold hand and he fought war, why are we fooling ourselves? Why are we deceiving ourselves? Why are we lying to ourselves? And that is why these people are claiming that they have upper hand for you, over you and I. So you say I am everybody, my brother. Everybody is supposed to hold it.
That means support T.Y. Danjuma, who said that it is time for Nigeria to defend themselves.
But not only Danjuma, the DG of the DSS even said it. And the same thing was what Mazen Amdekano said that landed him where he is.
Because now, we've seen Adamawa governor, he has warned that if everybody defend themselves, it may lead to anarchy.
Let the anarchy come for peace to reign.
Of course. For the anarchy to come for peace to reign.
Of John the Baptist, the kingdom of God suffer violence. But what happened? Then you use violence to do what? To bring together peace. Let me tell you, if Israel fold their hand, they will finish them. Hamas would have succeeded in ransacking them. Syria would have been succeeded. What is the other this thing? Somalia would have succeeded in Lebanon. Would have, even Egypt would have succeeded in capturing them back as a slave. In 1967, Egypt was part of the people that was facing Israel in the war. There were 7 in number. In 1967,
so I said that Nigerian Christians should go.
Nigerian Christians should wake up. They are the